I just start with sort of an injury update, as I think I did the last time we spoke. You've been hit by a number of unfortunate injuries. Can you give us an update on where you are with those players?
Yeah, Trevor Chalobah is still out. Mateo Kovacic obviously out. N'Golo Kante out for tomorrow, and Ben Chilwell.
What about Jorginho? Is that looking positive perhaps for tomorrow?
Yeah, he did the last 2 training sessions, and I think he will do what he did the last games, play through pain, and do what's needed to be on the pitch.
You say with a wry smile. Thomas, may I also turn your attention to, unfortunately, the country is in the midst of a worsening COVID situation with the pandemic. A plan B sport affects football. Can I firstly ask how everyone is at Chelsea, not just the players, but yourselves and your staff, and also what precautions are in place for you to work?
In Germany, we knock on wood, and if we don't have wood, we knock on the head, because everybody is in the moment healthy, except for Matteo, who was tested positive. We had a lot of tests to make our trip to Russia and to make it back. And again today another one, so we were tested when we arrived straight away in the middle of the night. This is sometimes not the nicest thing to do, but I was impressed with the way it was organized, and was impressed with the patience that everybody in the whole staff and the whole plane took it to be there in the middle of the night and wait for the PCR test. So to be taken, that was very professional and very well organized and very well taken from everybody. That tells me that everybody is aware of the situation. This is not a joke, it's real, and we have to live with the consequences and do in the best way possible to protect us and to protect others. So we are aware of the situation. We are aware that we are still blessed to have our job and to not be affected from that, and from there we go.
Just on a personal note, Thomas, people sometimes forget footballers, your staff, you're human beings with families as well. Just how concerning is it for you?
I'm actually, in general, not the person that worries too much. So I believe in also in luck, and I believe in the good side of life. And in the moment, of me personally, I'm happy not to have it, and I'm happy to be protected, and I take care in the best way possible. But of course, I think it is worrying for everybody out there if you have kids that go to school and situations constantly change, and you cannot live without contact, except for lockdown, but we have no lockdown in the moment. I'm of course in contact with a lot of people that we work with and when we travel, so we are very careful. But I'm personally not living in fear or concerned, but very aware of the situation.
Thomas, just onto football matters. In all competitions, you've won 3 out of your last 7. I think it's fair to say you were frustrated at the close of after the game against Zenit. Just how concerned, frustrated are you by the form that you find yourself in right now, compared with maybe where you want to be?
Yeah, for me it's more about the last 3 games. It's more about the Watford game, the West Ham United game, and the Zenit game, and the way we played was like I said, the first time that we had the feeling that we were not ready to play the game in Watford and to match the intensity right from the start that Watford brought to the game. We escaped. Nevertheless, we managed to win. We managed to grow at least into the game on a acceptable level. West Ham was in first half a very good game. Second half, okay match, but a terrible result for us. And now we had a lot of changes. So every match, we had a lot of changes and let a win slip through the fingers in the very last minute. Let's be honest. If you have the lead 4 times in 2 matches, and you escape with 1 point and 6 goals conceded, it's not the moment to look away and pretend nothing's happening. It is happening, and I think it's still a matter of details. It's still a matter of small things, and not to worry about the big pictures. There are reasons for it. Of course, we played in Zenit without any central midfielder who is used to play in central midfield. The same a bit for Watford, and yeah, from here we go. But still, you can also you find a lot of arguments why it's like this. In the end, we are not happy. The performances are not horrible. The performances are not bad. They are in some moments average, and average looks kind of horrible when you play for Chelsea. So and work for Chelsea, this can happen. And it's good that it's like this, and it's good that it feels like this, because we try to be on highest level. We try to compete on highest level, so we should not be surprised. Like I said, I have the feeling that we drop from good performances a bit to like normal average performances when we lead. This is very unusual for us, and this should not become common. We learned now hopefully twice from experience, and have the chance to prove it tomorrow.
Last one, please, Joe.
Lovely. Thanks, guys. Just a very quick follow-up on that, Thomas. I suppose with the Champions League put to bed for a little while, I know this period is busy, but it is Premier League. There is a focus you can have with what you just described there as small problems, details. The fact that there is some consistency in the competition you know what's coming, yeah. You know where you've got to go.
Yeah.
Can that help you in where you need to get yourself to?
Yeah, for sure. Focus always helps, and I think like I said, bad experience sometimes is necessary to really believe in that we need to maybe step up a 5% in level of concentration, in level of support, in level of physical input, and that we cannot drop in any of these subjects when we have the lead, because like I said, the last 2 games were very, very unusual for us in terms of having the lead so many times and losing it and giving it away. It seems that we were also unlucky in these moments. It's like the 2 last goals we conceded. It's maybe goals that you don't concede very often, and still we let them shoot, and still we did not close the shots down, and still we did not take care to minimize the risk of getting hurt with a lucky shot or a lucky punch. So it's back to basics, and basics on the highest level is we are in this together. I can only repeat this because we are aware of it. It's not the moment to worry too much, but it's also not the moment to look away. And if we should not only focus on the result, but stay with the things that we can influence, and there is slight space to improve, which we need to do.
John Southall, bye-bye.
Hi Thomas, can you hear me then?
Yeah.
How would you describe the state of your squad at the moment, mentally after the last couple of games, and also physically, given what you've been through in the travelling in the last few days?
I think it helped us that we had a day off before Zenit. I felt us physically ready for Zenit, also to play to play with the same squad than we played against West Ham. But we knew a game on Saturday is coming, and and we know the opponent, we know the league. It will be highest intensity. Leeds is well known for that. Leeds prepares the whole week for that, and we need to be ready. And that's why the changes also happened, because the guys who played needed minutes. They need the rhythm to be ready on Saturday, or to give some players the rest that they need, that we can demand it again on Saturday on our highest level, because we will need it. Was like 2 training sessions. We are not even 48 hours right now after the match. We are aware of these things. It's not the first time that we do it, so we have a good rest later, and focus on tomorrow 3 o'clock.
Kepa came in on Wednesday in goal and he made 3 or 4 really good saves. Is he now, in your thoughts, pushing for a league start?
He's always pushing, is the good thing. He is always pushing. He is really an example of sportsmanship through and through. I have nothing but praise for him. Praise, of course, because he played good, but much more important, praise because he did everything that he is able to produce a performance like this. He is every day in a unbelievable spirit. He does not take these decisions personal. He is here. He does what it takes to be on his personal highest level, to be ready. And this is an example how sport should be, team sport should be on highest level and at Chelsea. So I'm absolutely grateful to be his coach. He did very, very well. And I am since long time very sure that he will do well because about the way he is, he behaves and also trains. Still, we have of course a competition and still is the decision, if nothing crazy happens tonight at the hotel, that Edu starts tomorrow. Nothing has changed at the moment from there.
Jorginho, you say, is back tomorrow. Still no N'Golo Kante. How long do you think he's going to be out for? Is he close to coming back? Are you worried by the injuries he's picking up?
We are always worried when we have to live and play without N'Golo, because he's exceptional and unique player all over the world. This is my personal opinion. You cannot find a second N'Golo, so of course we are worried, but I'm also worried if he's just missing some days. Now is a slightly too long break again. We hope that he comes back on Tuesday to team training.
James Talks Football.
Thomas, you mentioned yourself before the fact that in the last 3 matches you've conceded after taking the lead. How much of that do you think is a psychological issue rather than something more tactical and technical?
I think it's that. It's my personal opinion. There are not too many reasons why it should be a tactical problem, because we did not change in after the lead. But in general, even on the sideline, I had the feeling that we changed a bit in feeling maybe a bit too safe, in feeling that that it's enough to play okay, to invest on a okay level, like on a 90% level, and to still escape with a maximum output. In general, in life, it's about input. It's about input with not knowing what the outcome is. This is what makes life interesting. So, and this is what I think where we came from and where we were so good, to invest everything and not being sure what the outcome is. And we have to go back there. So to make ready that we invest in the details, in together as a group and as a whole team, that we invest more. And invest is not only by running, not only by sprinting, not only physical. It's also a matter of concentration, of focus, of support, of positioning, that we stay in these matches and we make sure that these goals are decisive goals and the lead is a decisive lead. We have to make sure. We cannot gamble on it. We cannot be sure about it. We cannot hope for it. That's not us. And we should not go backwards and adjust our behavior from the scoreboard. We are more than happy to take the risk to invest everything, and then we see what the outcome is. This is a thing what it is about in football and maybe in life general, and we are happy to take these risks, and this is for me the next step.
And do a lot of the problems you feel stem from the midfield changes you've had to make due to injuries? And secondly on that, can you give us an indication into the midfield combinations you're considering for tomorrow? Because of course Reece James started in midfield on Wednesday night. Yeah,
Reece will start as a wing back and we will find another constellation. He helped us out. We took the match to see some things, because imagine if something happens tomorrow to Georgie, we need to have a solution, and for that we wanted to see it in real life, and we took the match in Zenit to check out Saul on a different position, to put Reece for his physical impact in the middle of the pitch, but there's no need for tomorrow to try these things. He will start as a wing back.
Okay, last question in the broadcast, Alex Alger.
Hi Thomas, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine.
Good. You've set the bar so high at Chelsea, but would you say that this is the most challenging time for you since you took over almost a year ago?
No, it's for me it's a very short period where like we are a bit like concerned or not happy with how we approach things, or like that we have the feeling we can do better on a very high level. I agree. For me, it's not a long period. For me, it started in Watford, but even there we had a lot of changes. So I was like, yeah, but in the way. So I was aware that maybe things look not so precise or look not so smooth or like so well organized. But I was surprised that we for the first time were not ready, like physically, mentally not ready to play a Premier League match. That was a surprise there. West Ham was in general in another very particular match where we played very good in first half and had a good reaction after the equalizer again. But still, I can only repeat, it's these kinds of, it's the 4 times the lead that we gave away that concerns me a little bit, because it's very unusual. I don't want to make it bigger than it is, but I also don't want to look away. It feels pretty challenging all the time, in a good way, to be coach and to coach on this kind of level. From my experience, I can say I always find it very challenging to keep things on track, even the results are good, when sometimes results are a bit missing, get shaky. Sometimes the intervention is even more clear than what to do when things are good. So this is what's also normal, I think. Like there is not a big problem. We should not worry too much, but should also not look away. And this is what we do. And I still feel totally involved in everything. And this is how I genuinely feel, to be part of a team and be part of a group, and we will go through this together. So it's not a big issue at the moment.
Last one.